Hey everyone, it's Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy, and I have a Tiff Tips Tuesday for you. I haven't done one since what, like January, February? I don't even remember, a long time ago. But I just wanted to get I have like a long list of things that I have been waiting to do that were supposed to be done months ago, so I'm trying to knock out this list. But I thought today we could talk ribbon. And there might be a part two if you guys want to like see different ways you could tie a ribbon, tie bows. Let me know. But I just thought these are not necessarily my creations. These are things I've learned, and what Tiff's tips are is for everyone to share whatever that topic is, to share their tips as well. But I actually have quite a few things, believe it or not, that we could talk about with ribbon. The most important one, this is like an old school ribbon. I have all these like bags where I used to have these in my travel by color, like old school stuff. But I do want to just show you guys. So, you know how you're going through ribbon and you have that wire ribbon in your stash, and you don't want to, use it for like a closure. Although I love using wire ribbon because I like it keeping a shape. So I do like it, but I get it. There's times where you just don't want to have it. You can turn any wire ribbon into non-wire ribbon. So all of them just have this little ribbon in here. This little ribbon, this little wire. I'm trying to see. I probably should. Let me grab my tweezers right behind me. You just, I don't know if you guys can see it like poking out. You just kind of push back whatever your ribbon is, and then you pull it out like so. You do the same thing on the other side. You have to get it where it could actually come out, whichever end. It's a poking through. See, I got it. Again, I want to make sure I don't pull my entire ribbon, not that you can't trim it up. So just grab it, pull it out. You can use these for like, flowers, making flowers, or you could just toss them. But now you have ribbon that does not have, any type of wire in it, if that is not your cup of tea. But you see, so now you could do whatever, but you could do that with any wire ribbon. I don't know where I learned that from, a long time ago, and I love that tip. So there is that, pulling out the wire, and then we all know this. Okay, so now these are just so stinking cute. These are from the dollar store. Thank you to my girl Dawn, who told me about these at the dollar store, because I hate the really big giant ones. But you can use a match too, obviously. But you want to, if you want to seal up the end, because it is fraying and it will keep fraying. So just so you guys can see, it will keep fraying. If you want to seal up an end after you trim it and you have your bow, whatever. Now this is a grow grain. I don't even know if I said that right. It's a something. And you could just take this. Now let's see if we do a little fire burning on here. And then it is just, it's now melted because this is like basically like wax coated. This does not work on all trims, you guys. Do not do that. And do not do it on seam binding. And do not do it on twine. I've tried on both and it will just catch it on fire. So do not do that. But it will stop it from fraying. And there is like a little trick to it. You do just have to get kind of close. I'm not always the best. There's a little bit of like smoke right there. But You just gotta, you know, get used to doing it. And then for like, I'm even trying to think, like pom-pom trim, seam binding, let's see. I did have this stuff all in front of me, and then today I was getting ready to do my videos, and the neighbors not decided, they could do whatever they want, but they had someone come pressure wash the roof all day long. So all the things that I had ready to talk about, now I'm just, yeah, like literally, it was like 9 a.m. I was trying to start. I even waited until they went to lunch, and I think he just took like a 10-minute lunch, because by the time I got back to my desk to try to hurry up, he was already back to pressure washing, and then kept going the rest of the night. I was like, oh my gosh, but at least I know who to call if I need my roof pressure washed. But see how it's fraying there? So this is just something I do. I don't know. And again, you guys share all your ideas. So I trim it up. I will just take a little bit of wet adhesive, and you could put it right on there. Let's see if I can get it out. It's a coming. So I just kind of tap it on, press it in. I don't do a lot of wiggling because you'll fray it more. I just kind of put it into place. Can't see it because it's blurry. But that will dry clear. It doesn't dry white. And it stops it on all my mini albums, everything. I do this on all of them with the glue. I also use the glue. Let me just grab all my stuff that's way over here for some reason. So I use the glue on, like say, twine for the ends. Now you can knot your ends if you have a bow and you don't want it to fray later over time. You can knot it and then have it. But what I also do is I just take a little bit of glue. Have clean hands so you don't have dirty dirt fingers on your bow, please. But I look at the way it's twisting, and I just kind of rub the glue into it and twist it again and let it dry. And if there's any, like a little bit hanging off, I will snip that off. But this has always kept my twine from unraveling when I have bows, like on my front covers, because you know the front covers get the most like wear and tear. But that's just an option for you. And then, let's see. Over here, we have our seam binding. So I love to keep my seam binding in these jars. This was like my best little organizational thing. It's just, I know where to go, and it's all right there. I love it. Okay, so for seam binding, let's just get this baby out. And this could go for a lot of trims, but mostly seam binding. So, well, this is a little excessive. Let's try this. So, you know, when you get kits and you order stuff, it doesn't always come on a roll like this. It's wrapped up and it has, like, you know, the obviously bit marks, or we stuff it in a jar like this and we have it. Now, you just need to get a really cheap little mini flat iron. Most of them, well, I don't know, because I have two. I have this one from Target. It was like from the dollar spot. It was $5. And then I have another one that was more expensive. And I don't think either one of them have like a different heat measurement on there. It's just one heat. But you cannot come in and like press this on there. You just want to lightly go through. And I keep this one in my craft room, like so. And I'm barely pressing the plates together, because I do not want to even chance. I don't know. I haven't tested to see if you can burn the seam binding, but I do not want to. And you could do this with other trims, but before you do it, like if you have a silk or, you know, a really frilly, dainty lace and you need to do that, test a small little spot first to make sure the heat is okay. But now look at that. Totally straight. The other thing I do when I get, like, especially in retreat boxes, our stuff is always, you know, like, because they have like 2 yards in there, so it's wrapped up, let's say like this. Imagine that's really neat. And then it's in a bag, so now you have creases. Whenever I get a retreat box, I open everything and I just let it hang. Whatever ribbon is in there, I let it hang from like a doorknob, just anything, and it relaxes, and like over a couple days it will release. So just an idea there. Now, if you don't know with seam binding, you can make seam binding look like, so it comes like this. You can make it look like this by just spritzing it with some water. Let's see if I have some in here. I have my little spritzer, but I don't even know if I filled it up. Barely have any water. Like when I say little, mine is a little atomizer from fragrances that I've had in my craft room forever. So it is really little. This is meant to put your favorite fragrance in it, and then you have a new little travel thing. Another Tiff tip for you. But okay, so we could, you know, you just come in and you have to decide how crinkly you want it, you know. I gotta sit it up straight to do it. But you can get it really wet and then let it dry, or do not put it on your project damp. You need to let this dry. You can come in. It just really depends how you want it. So it could be a little crinkly, a lot crinkly. And just the more you spritz this, and I think you should always have a spritzer in your room regardless, for cleaning your mats, for you might be making flowers and you want your flowers to have a more mixed media look, so you want to crinkle your flowers up. So you could do the same thing with paper flowers, but that's how we get it from this to this, is just with a little bit of spritzing. You can just get your hands wet and then do it. Obviously you can, with seam binding, you can do lots of things. You can tea dye, coffee dye. You probably can fruit punch dye. I don't know, but that might be sticky. You can get your inks. You have all like the spray inks you could spray these with. I have, like, say I had a white seam binding, but my project was like more vintage, you know, looking, and I didn't have like a cream or something. I just take like a ink, the ink brush. What is that thing called? Do I have one out here? Probably not. But not an ink brush. Ink stamper? Ink dauber? Ink something. Let me grab it. As usual, like I said, I'm not ready. But I just grab one of these, kind of pounce it a little bit, and change the color of my seam binding. So I really do think seam binding is a must-have in your craft room. I get all mine from Country Craft Creations. But when you don't have like a trim that you're looking for, or something that matches, you have so much opportunity. And white, obviously, white, cream, black, go-tos. Have to have those. Because white and cream, let's say you can change to any color you want. You could use eyeshadow with some water if you really wanted to get down and dirty. I'm just saying that in case you really need a certain color and you don't have stuff. Whatever you do, just make sure it dries thoroughly so there's no residue of anything left on your seam binding. Okay, so have that. I don't actually want to put that one in my jar because I don't want no mildewy nastiness. That just goes in there. One of these days I'll figure out how to cover my lids, or maybe I'll spray paint them by color. Okay. Then next, last, yes. Okay, so if you do not know, I love trims. I love the ribbons, laces, all that stuff. I have way more than fits in my room, and when I say that, I have a store's worth of ribbon, because I love ribbon. I love decorating my mini albums. I love tags at holidays. I love ribbon. I love ribbon. I love ribbon. And so I like mine to be on a spool. Do I have some not on a spool? Yes, I do. But, and if I remember, I'll grab like one as an example of what you can do too for storage. Okay, But you don't always have a spool, because if you go to a craft store and you're buying by the yard, you don't have it. If you get retreat stuff, you don't have it, etc. Okay, so I purchased these from Amazon, which they're great. They're just little. I think this is like 2.5 inches maybe. Let's see. Where are we at? At the widest point, yeah, just a little bit over 2.5 inches. But this does not hold a lot, and the max you could put on here is like a 3/8 inch ribbon, but it doesn't hold a lot. You see how much is eaten up? So it just doesn't hold a lot. So I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago I was like, okay, this isn't working. One, I was running out, and I actually still like these for when I don't have a lot, you know, of a certain kind of ribbon. I do like these, and I want to order some more. But I was like, girl, make your own spools. I was like, I have all this excess thin, lightweight cardboard, because I don't really use a lot of lightweight cardboard in my projects. So I have a ton. I mean, you could use cereal boxes. You can use whatever you want. Now, so, okay, this one was my first one. It's large, just to kind of, let me see if you guys can see a difference. This one is more, yeah, it's just slightly, this one is slightly smaller than this. But I have this weird shadow casting back here. I don't like that. Let me try this way. But it just, this was too big. I didn't necessarily like it, but I like the option if I want to. And I was able to make my width whatever I needed for all the ribbon that I bought. This is really okay. Hold tight. I think, again, because it's getting dark, I'm just going to turn on all these lights. Okay. So I can make them whichever width I want, which was awesome. I can also make them skinnier if I want to. Now this one's kind of messy. Even if they're messy, it doesn't matter. It gets covered up. But now all you need is, so I just go to my dies, find out the size I want, which I have right here. These are my 2 sizes that I picked because I wanted the center out, which I don't know why I had to, I was just matching this. But you don't need the center out unless you have your ribbon spools on dowels. But I just was like, let me just do it. Now, if you want to gift this, this would be really cute. But I would do whatever pattern paper you want, put that on top of your lightweight chipboard, and then run your dies together, like so it would be dies, paper, and then lightweight chipboard onto your cutter. And then you could have a decorative, you know, outside, so it's cute. If you wanted to gift like some ribbon to someone and you didn't want to give like just a cardboard looking spool. So here are my 2. I tape them together, and then I leave them taped together so I have a front and a back. So it looks just like this. So I'm just going to take that off. Got a hail. And then I have 2. Now, you need a boo-boo roll. It's so gross. Now, okay, if you use a boo-boo roll, meaning tissue paper from your nasty bathroom, please just give it a light spray with some Lysol. Don't want no poop particles on there. Nobody wants to get some E. coli from the ribbon. I know, I'm so inappropriate and so gross. But you can obviously use paper towel empty rolls, wrapping paper empty rolls. You can order from Amazon if you want, because obviously this is still a really big like hole. You can get those little cardboard, they're called cardboard tubes, but they're basically like, I want to say they're like they're less than an inch. Like, that's how small they are. Probably the size of, like, you know, just a little bit bigger than this opening. But you can order those, and I might get some of those later just to try them out, because again, the more you eat up, the less space you have to put ribbon. And And this is, okay, you guys, this is all I do. This is easy. And this is not like, I'm not saying I'm creating this. I have no idea if people do this or what. I'm trying to look around. I think I'm going to put my mat down because I don't want glue on my photo background. Okay, so I am going to get the desired, where's my poop roll? There we go. The desired, you can mark it with a pencil. Again, you just have to decide what's going to work for you. And I don't bend it all the way. I just bend it a little bit because you still want it to have somewhat of a circle. But when you go to cut, see how it's doing that already? I'm just going to show you guys. And I don't get really crazy about, you want to try to like have it even, obviously, so it will go down nicely on here. But I don't get crazy about that because your glue, let me try to get this, will, you know, kind of make it all even out. Okay, so we have this. Now, again, once you're doing this, you're going to find out. You might like to put the glue on the cardboard first and try to squeeze this in there. I just like to put glue around. It's not neat by any means. Oh, well, I need to turn the glue gun on. Oh, do I have my... Ooh, I haven't used this one in a long time, so let me see if this actually works. I have no idea if it will work. Is power on? And I'm trying this one, but I don't know. Oh, yeah, I do have glue in there. I haven't used it for so long. I don't think it's going because it has a red light. Yeah, that didn't work. I think I charged it with the power on, which that was stupid. Because it just took away whatever's there. It's okay. We will wait a second. I'm going to show you guys one other thing while we're waiting for the glue to heat up. Let me grab, okay, here's just an idea. Just, okay, where are we at? Okay, one, you could look at what dies you have, and you probably have shapes like this that you can do. These were little chipboard pieces. I don't remember who they're by, but they came in different sizes. But this again was at one time my travel. I wanted to make sure I had some ribbons to work with, and I didn't want to carry around all the spools. So I just did like a yard or two of each color. But this is something you can do. You could have a die, you can cut it too. Just have a square and then cut out the insides here to have a shape to put your ribbons on. There's a lot of people who use dies like this and store their ribbon like this just in a drawer, like all the way. So that is an option. Now let's see. Okay. And I'm telling you, I get really messy with this. Let's see, is it heated up? Are we on? What's happening? Hold on. Oh yes, it is on. I had to move it, so I wasn't sure if it was in the right section. See, like right there, I didn't even get it on where it was supposed to go. Very messy. But the more you do it, the better you get at it. And then I just come in and I try to center around that circle. That was not centered very well, but it will still work. So I just let that set up. I push it into the main circle. Now we're going to come in, and if you guys see, like, I like my glue ropes. I'm lazy. If I've noticed, I don't like changing out my glue sticks every 5 seconds when I'm doing a lot of hot gluing. Okay, so now you have a better thing to hold, which does make it easier. Okay, and then this is just, again, you're just kind of eyeballing. They are not going to always be perfect. Well, some of you might get them perfect. But I just try to line them up, and then I just push that in. Gushy, gushy, gushy. Got your poop roll in there. you can come in, and I did do this. I'm just never prepared over here. But you can come in with like your bone folder. I'm just going to use my scissors for a second. Oh, it's already dried. Yeah, that's already dry. If you want things clean, you can come in and clean it up. Just so you know, like hot glue is easy to have not be messy if you care about that. So see, can you guys see? I don't know. Yes, I think you can see the two blobbies. Just pick them off. Like if you were gifting this to someone, me, I don't care if it's going on my thing. And I just took, I had, if you did not see, I had a lot of ribbon I brought back from the retreat in May. And I wanted to get it onto rolls so it was nice and neat. And with my colors, I have it all with colors. And what was I going to say? Oh, I just sat down and busted out a whole bunch of these. That's why I even have like an extra one. You know, just kind of, you know, it's just relaxing. Plus it's nice and organized because look how nice that is. They're all the same size, same shape. You could even, if you were reorganizing your craft room this year, you could make all your own spools and have it all totally consistent if you're that OC and cray-cray, which is okay if you are. But I think that's everything I had to share. These are just quick videos, just giving some tips that I've learned. So let me know if you guys want me to do one on like tying different bows, you know, just how I tie all my albums. It could be something, you know, like that. Yeah, just let me know. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. And hopefully some of these tips were helpful for you. And I should have a playlist because I think I have that down now, I think, of my Tiff's Tips Tuesdays. So if you want to watch the other one, because there's only one other one right now. I have some good tips for you guys. I just haven't done it yet. But yeah, there you guys go. Please make sure that you give me a thumbs up if you liked this Tiff's Tips, as well as if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do so you can see future projects and tutorials and just future craziness. You know, it's the entertainment channel over here. So, thank you for watching. Bye.